Hi guys, this is George back here with another vlog, and today I'm back here at Alton Towers for my first visit since Nemesis Reborn's opening day. I stayed over in Splash Landings last night and I've just come through the Forbidden Valley entrance into the park. Galactica is currently experiencing technical issues. It's about 9:45 at the moment, so yeah, the rides are going to be opening soon. I'm going to go and head over to Dark Forest to start my day. I was actually here for a couple hours yesterday and I did the rides in Forbidden Valley and I did Wicker Man and a couple of others as well, so I'm going to head to Dark Forest because I haven't been on those rides yet this trip. In fact, I haven't been there since last year because I didn't go in there on my last visit either. There just wasn't enough time to get everything in. So I'm going to head over there, try and get both of those rides done, and then see where it goes from there. It's a good thing to start in Dark Forest because a lot of people tend to stay at the front of the park. When they come in, they might go to Wicker Man or X Sector or Spinball Wizard, so hopefully it'll be nice and quiet over in Dark Forest. There's Rita testing over there. 13 is currently advertised on a 25-minute queue, which is busier than I thought it was going to be, but to be honest, not many of the rides have opened yet. There's currently about 4 of the big coasters that are actually open, and we're about 10 minutes after park opening, so hopefully they'll all be sorted soon. Rita's testing, Nemesis Reborn's testing as well. Here we go. Yeah, there's people waiting just outside for Rita there. I would like to get on this today because I haven't been on it for quite a long time. Hopefully it won't be too long until it's back open. The plan is to do 13 and then come straight round and do this. So I just had a ride on 13 and that was good. It's a good family coaster. Other than the first drop I just find a bit stupid because you start to build up speed and then there's a trim there that immediately slows you down, so I don't really get that. But other than the first drop, it's a great family coaster. Some good elements on there, and obviously the best part is the drop track. Going on there with people who don't know what to expect is always a laugh. You just never know how they're gonna react to something like that. It can be quite a scary element. In fact, it's probably one of the scariest elements on a UK coaster, to be honest. You really feel kind of the adrenaline pumping as you go into that room. And then of course it's not just the main drop as well, you do a tiny little drop before to kind of get an idea for what it's going to be like, and then it does the main drop. It's really, really good. So here we go, Rita's currently advertised 30 minutes. I'm going to go for a ride on here now. I ended up just walking in the wrong direction. I was getting so focused on talking about 13's drop track, I was just completely going in the wrong direction. Here we go. I haven't been on this for ages actually. It was last August I think I last went on this. So let's go for a ride. Intamin hydraulic launch coaster, a bit of a dying breed. So I just had a ride on Rita. I ended up waiting about an hour there because of about 20 minutes of downtime, so not too bad. However, I did want to make sure I got on it today because I haven't been on it for a while. It was running well actually, pretty smooth. It is a bit of a shoulder basher still, however there's some good airtime on there that I'd forgotten about. The launch was much punchier than I remember, and it was smoother than a lot of my other rides as well. One of the better rides I've had on it. It's running pretty well. So now, while I'm here, it's time to have a chat about Hex, the Legend of the Towers. This is a Vekoma madhouse that opened in 2000. It's a fantastic ride and it's been closed for the last few years here at Alton Towers. It was closed the majority of 2022, all of 2023, and it hasn't opened so far in 2024. It is supposed to be reopening this year, and apparently, according to the divisional director here at Alton Towers, there is going to be an update regarding Hex soon. So that's great to hear. I was really hoping it was going to be a kind of announcement a couple of days ago being like kind of, oh surprise, Hex is open this weekend or something. However, that didn't happen, unfortunately. I am really looking forward to getting back on this ride. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favourite rides in the park, so hopefully it won't be too much longer until we can go back on Hex. Also, whilst I'm down here, I'm going to go for a ride on Gangster Granny the Ride. It's not very often you see it on a 5-minute queue. This area now tends to open from 11 o'clock during the day. So yeah, staggered openings. The rides in this area don't open at 10 o'clock. They open at 11 instead now. And while I'm here as well, I'm going to talk a bit about the Alton Towers dungeon, which is going to be closing on the 3rd of July. It was originally going to be the 22nd, I believe. It's now been pushed forwards to the 3rd of July. So you've not got long to come and get your final run-throughs here in the Alton Towers dungeon. I have experienced this attraction before. I went through just after it opened, and it's all right. It's always been a temporary attraction in my eyes, and to be honest, I'm surprised it's lasted this long at the park. However, it is going to be closing in July for a new attraction to come at Scarefest. This is a paid extra attraction. It's not very often you see many people go in here. It seems as though you don't really want to be paying for another attraction when you've already paid for admission to come in to the park. But here we go, so you can see the prices just up here as well. What's interesting with this is as well, all the other dungeons are included in the Merlin annual pass, so you can get in them free. This one is $5.50, so you have to pay as a pass holder to go in. And then on the day admission is £11, so it is quite expensive considering you've already paid to come into the park. It's a 45-minute experience, and people don't necessarily want to be going into a 45-minute experience when there's all of these different rides to be going on. So that's probably one of the reasons why it's not particularly popular. And it is going to be leaving the park, or well, I say leaving the park, it's going to be closing to make way for a Scarefest attraction. In terms of beyond Scarefest this year, who knows what's going to happen with that. However, I can't see it reopening after July, after it closes, and I do think it will be coming out to make way for something new. So I just had a ride on Gangster Granny the Ride. It's not a ride I do all the time because it does tend to get quite a big queue. It doesn't have the highest throughput on there. You can only get 8 people per carriage on there. But it's a decent ride. It's not like one of the best dark rides in the park. It's not as good as like Hex or Curse at Alton Manor. However, it is a good ride. Some good theming in there, some good effects. My main issue with it is the fact that as you're going through, you can hear the scenes from further back during the ride, so it kind of takes away from the immersion of it a little bit. Something else that was happening in there as well, it wasn't on my train and my carriage, but in one of the other ones, some person decided, well, I don't know what they were doing, but the staff came over on the tannoy 3 times to tell them that children need their own seat on there. So that took away from the immersion a bit, and that kind of like we would be watching a screen and then the video would cut out while that announcement was on, so that did take away from it a bit. However, it is a good ride, I do like it, and when you only wait 5 minutes for it, it's even better. So I just had a ride on the Smiler. The main queue was advertised 2 hours when I joined, so I went in the single rider queue and it took about 25 minutes, which was fantastic. Yeah, got there quite quickly. Yeah, it's a great ride. I was on the back row, so at first I was a little bit worried. It can get a bit rough towards the back row. However, that was really good. It was only rough in the usual places. So basically I find the roughest spots on there are just after the first drop. Yeah, hello. There we go. Yeah. Hello. So yeah, the roughest spots on there, I'd say, are after the second inversion. So you go down the first drop, into the second inversion, and just as you get to the kind of valley of that second inversion, it feels like there's a bit of a pothole there, there's a bit of a jolt there, and then the final 3 inversions are a bit jolty as well. However, other than that, it was really good, and to be fair, it wasn't even that bad today. I came off with a little bit of a sore shoulders, however, that was mainly the first session. Even the final 3 inversions weren't as bad as they normally seem to be, so yeah, that's running really well this year. So Spinball Whiz is currently advertised as a 5-minute queue. It's been closed all day and it's only just reopened, so hopefully it's still going to be relatively quiet. It's kind of midday at this point, so hopefully a lot of people would have had a chance to kind of spread out around the park now, so hopefully the queue shouldn't be too long for this. I haven't been on this for quite a long time and I really do enjoy it, so hopefully I'll go and get to ride on it now. So I've just had a ride on Spinball Whiz. I waited about 45 minutes for it, so not too bad. Here we go. This is why I love Alton Towers so much. Just sat here on the lawns on a sunny day with the Towers ruins over there that look absolutely beautiful. I absolutely love this park. It's my favourite theme park in the UK. They've got some great rides. It's just a beautiful park. Yeah, Spinball Whiz was running really well. I got a good spin on there. Can't believe it's 20 years old this year as well. Same as Dragon's Fury at Chessington. So I just had a ride on Wicker Man. I joined the queue and it was advertised 75 minutes. I ended up queuing about 2 hours for it. The queue was just moving so slowly and I don't really know why. I think they might have put a 3rd train on at some point. I don't know if it's been running 3 trains all day or if they added it on while I was in the queue. So if they did add it on during the queue, then yeah, then that's obviously a reason why it was moving quicker. However, with how fast they were dispatching the trains, it didn't look like there was a kind of long point where they didn't dispatch a train. Pretty much as soon as one train came into the brake run, the other one was going up the lift hill. So there wasn't really a point where I was like dispatching the trains slowly. There were just really slow moving queues, unfortunately, and I'm not really sure what happened with that. There are a few times where a train just cycled empty as well at random points. Like every once in a while, you just see a train go around empty, then the next train that would go around would be full of people, and then the train that was empty the last time it went round, it would be going round again with people in. So I don't know what was going on with that. One train went round half empty at one point, so yeah, it was a bit odd with that one, but yeah, the queue was just moving really slowly. However, it was a great ride. Yesterday I was on the front row of the final train, and then today I was on the 2nd row from the front. So yeah, really good ride. It's my favourite ride here at Alton Towers. It's running brilliantly and it's great to see the fire is back on there as well. Of course, that was back for this year, and then last time I was here, it was only on one side, or it was for some of them. It seems to be, sometimes it goes off on 2 sides, sometimes it goes off on 1 side, and then sometimes it doesn't go off at all. But most of the time it does seem to be going off on both sides now, and it goes a lot higher than it was earlier on in the season as well, which is fantastic. So unfortunately, because that queue for Wicker Man took so long, I don't think I'm going to have time to go on Nemesis Reborn now. It's absolutely packed here today. Most of the queues are tending to be around 70, 80 minutes, some of them even higher. Nemesis Reborn has been on about an 80-minute queue for most of the time while I was in the Wicker Man queue, or when I kept looking, it tended to be around that point. So I don't think there's going to be enough time to do that now. Of course, it is a thing here at the Merlin Parks where as long as you're in the queue by park closing time, you'll get on the ride. However, I'm not going to be here till park close today because I need to go and get a train to get back. I've got a 5-hour train journey back home, so yeah, I do need to head off a bit earlier today, unfortunately, so I don't think I'm going to have time for that. I did get on Nemesis Reborn yesterday, though, and I was on the front row, which I was really happy about. I was really lucky yesterday with the front rows. Got on Wicker Man and Nemesis Reborn, but it was running fantastically. It was definitely the best ride I've ever had on it as Nemesis Reborn, and originally Nemesis as well. Of course, it's the same ride, just new track, but it's the best ride I've ever had on it. It was absolutely fantastic. The rattle that a lot of people have been talking about since opening day. On opening day, I didn't notice the rattle. However, I definitely did yesterday. Apparently, it's worse on one train, though, than the other. So maybe I had the good train on opening day and the bad train yesterday. But either way, it was still fantastic, very intense, and I absolutely love the theming on there as well. When I get over there, I'll get some footage of it. Here we go then, so on the way to Forbidden Valley, of course I've got to go and have a ride on the Curse at Alton Manor, one of my favourite rides here at Alton Towers. I'll probably get a couple rides on here, as it's got quite a small queue. It's got a fantastic throughput, there's constant cars going around the cycle, so it gets through the queue very quickly, which is fantastic. Let's go for a ride on the Curse at Alton Manor. So I just had 2 rides on the Curse at Alton Manor. I didn't even have to get up and leave as well because there was no queue for it, so I just went straight back round again, which was fantastic. It is a brilliant ride, one of my favourites at Alton Towers, very well themed. They added some new effects over at Scarefest last year, but there's just so much going on that ride. You really need to go on it more than one time to be able to fully appreciate everything and see all the theming and all the Easter eggs in there. It is an absolutely fantastic ride. Only negative though is the trommel's not working. It wasn't working yesterday and it's not working today either. I don't know how long it hasn't been working for. However, it'll be good to see that fixed soon. Here's a look at the construction site for Project Horizon, not Horizon, sorry, Project Ocean. There's going to be opening here in Forbidden Valley soon. Rumoured to be a Huss top spin. Hopefully we'll find out more soon. There's not loads to see at the moment. They've kind of blocked it all off, so it's quite difficult to see into the area. But I'm going to go inside Supply Store Bunker 94 now. This is my first time actually going in here because the queue was so big on opening day, I didn't get a chance to go in. So I just got some merch in Bunker Store 94, I think it's called. It's a great shop in there, really, really well themed, and they've got some fantastic merchandise in there, so I definitely recommend going for a look. But that is now the end of this vlog here. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at George Kelly and follow me on Twitter at George Kelly. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, everyone, and I will see you all later. Bye.